So, welcome one and all to another episode of Solutionaries. Today is kind of a hybrid show because we're not just talking with Brian Figueroa of Green Tech, who has some amazing solutions for people and planet, but he's also involved with Professor Alan Trotner in Green to Gold, and of course the Build Back Green initiative, which is looking at people who have suffered through various natural disasters. It could be fires or flooding, and building back green, more sustainable in a more non-toxic way. So we're going to get right into it. We have a lot to talk about, and I'm very happy here. I got a chance to meet him at the Global Capital Network event in Newport Beach just a few weeks ago. And he's bringing a lot to the table for sustainable, green, and regenerative solutions. So I'd like to welcome from Green Tech, Mr. Brian Figueroa.
Thank you, Michael. And yeah, so after a year of getting to know you, on the video, so it's been nice to finally meet you in person here last few weeks ago. So yeah, I'm Green Tech. We're a renewable energy development company based here in Southern California. And I've been very passionate about green technologies for over 15 plus years to kind of give you some history. And I specialize on finding different green technologies out there. They come to me or have a good network out there that go, Brian, go check these technologies out. Especially just recently with the LA fires, we definitely started synergizing with some solutions to build back LA. And we partnered up with a group that has a proven technology for building back homes. I love about it because it's recyclable. It's 100%. It's not 100. It's recyclable plastics, recyclable glass. It's 23 times stronger than concrete. It's a Lego block system. They could build a 2,000 square foot home in less than 72 hours, just the infrastructure part of it. And it's fire resistant, it's earthquake proof, and it can handle winds up to 275 miles. Doesn't have any termites, pests. They're saying the rating could be over 100 years. It's a game changer. I visited over in earlier this year, met the CEO of the company on the West Coast, on the East Coast, and flew over to Florida. They built a 96 unit apartment complex in less than 60 days with 11 men.
And one of the things I really was amazed from, not to interrupt, is how you can scale up. You know, a lot of people right now are involved in natural building, non-toxic materials. You have all sorts of things: aircrete, hempcrete, straw bill. You have ceramic fired homes. There's so many technologies out there. But I think what sets you apart from the pack is that you're able to scale up, like you were mentioning about this building project in Florida.
Yeah, they built it 3 years ago, so it's a turnkey solution. It took them less than 60 days to build it. 3 stories, 96 units, like I shared with you. But it took them about another 3 or 4 months to build the infrastructure of the electrical, the plumbing, the drywall, the carpets, and of course the kitchens. But when I met the owners, they're from Europe. They've been building this over in Europe for over a decade. So they came down to Florida to start bringing it to the United States. I visited their 60,000 square foot warehouse that they're starting to build manufacturing here in USA. They invested over 30 million into it, so it was very impressive. My goal is to have a manufacturing plant here on the West Coast soon, as we start to work with developers and bring it to market.
Great. So, of course, you're working with building, and again, all the recycled materials and waterproof and fireproof. But when we look at ecological design and infrastructure, urban development, these types of things, of course, building is one part of it. So, what are you doing in the areas and fields as far as energy?
Yeah, so we have synergized with some other companies with a graphene solar panel. Graphene is I've been vetting out graphene for about 15 plus years, just knowing that it's going to hit the market. I've been following it. This one group out of Europe, they're bringing their technology to the United States. They have over 42,000 installed. It's a graphene 30% more efficient. So that'll be for the power. And then we have a separate company over in Europe. They do graphene batteries. These graphene, literally knee deep with the owners. They've been in the last 2 years, they've been synergizing on bringing this to the United States. Their technology has evolved. I'll give an example on just on Tesla, because everybody knows who Tesla is. They have lithium based. They usually have between 5 or 10,000 cycles, and sometimes it might blow up. This technology does not blow up. It has 500,000 cycles, 20-year warranty. It's a game changer. So we are partnering up with this manufacturer for battery graphene batteries into the United States. So that's a turnkey solution. We got the Lego lock block systems that are fire resistant and earthquake proof, of course, for the California market, and then for the East Coast for winds, tornadoes up to 275 miles for the wind side of it. And then, of course, we have the solar panels, and we have a turnkey solution with the batteries, with the graphene batteries. So I feel strongly that as we bring this into the market, we're trying to work with some big developers. 2,000-3,000 homes are being developed. So that apartment complex, they have 4 of them over in Florida. It was just a game changer after seeing exactly how they built it. I mean, it's very impressive. So that kind of gave me some more certainty, knowing that we could go into luxury homes, especially in the Palisades. Michael and I are starting to work with some people over in that area. If you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see the aspects of the blocks. These are the different areas. Shows you exactly how how the infrastructure sets up. As long as you have a concrete pad, and then we could build, like I said, we could build a 2,000 square foot home in less than 72 hours with 3 men. It's fire resistance up to 3 hours. So this is a game changer there. This is what the building block looks like. It's 80% lighter than concrete, and it's a Lego lock system. So you just use a rubber mallet. You pound them together with some compound glue, and that's specialized for this technology. This is an apartment complex that they're building over in Europe. Moving forward, I'll highlight this section right here is more for battery. They're called BESS, BESS, Battery Energy Solutions, Storage Solutions. It is for utility. So we're building over here in Southern California, we're building a 300 to 600 megawatt battery facility. For residential, this is where firewalls, you'll see on the left-hand side, it says Green Tech. We're going to be working, like I shared with you, we're starting to work with our battery company that does graphene, that does over 500,000 cycles. And then on the right-hand side, there's the solar panels that have graphene, and they're about 30% more efficient. And so between the three, we definitely have a turnkey solution on this aspect of things as we bring this into the market.
It's a lot. I live in Crestone, Colorado, and this county is actually one of the most embracing of green building, natural building. As long as you have a septic or biodigester, there's a lot of people here doing all sorts of construction. You can kind of see where I live right now. This is kind of a hempcrete home with some stucco outside. But again, it's amazing to really have this time with you and see kind of the cutting edge as far as really scaling up for building projects. So, as a solutionary, I know we've talked a little bit about the Build Back Green initiative that was started with Professor Tratner and I, really after he had moved to Lahaina, to Maui, Hawaii, and was working on a transition to sustainability center there. And of course, the fire happened. So, out of the ashes of what was thought going to happen, it really birthed this whole new initiative, Build Back Green. And part of that is, of course, some people are looking at how do we become more resilient against things like flooding, against fires? How do we build differently? How do we live differently? How do we make sure, as we saw kind of even through the pandemic, how do we ensure a higher level of food security, higher capacity for producing our own energy. Maybe it's through microgrids and these types of ideas, solar, some of the technologies you're working with. And as we found out, I used to live in Northern California. The Paradise Fire happened, and a lot of that was because of crumbling old infrastructure from the utility companies, which generated the fire, the sparks, which set the original fire. So the idea is in Build Back Green, we're not just helping people become more resilient and also helping people transition to being more sustainable, more green and regenerative, but also doing Build Back Green as a response to, again, natural disasters. So I know that you're working with Professor Troutner in Maui, and of course, you and I are talking with actual landowners, property owners right now in Pacific Palisade, and I've made some contacts in Altadena. But can you talk a little bit maybe about what you're doing or hoping to do in Lahaina?
Yeah, met up with Professor Allen almost 3+ years ago, and it was an honor to meet him in Lahaina before the fire happened. And just he's been on this mission for 55 years. I've been on mission for about 15 years. I'm very passionate about our just passionate about renewable energy, how to bring innovation to the market. And so when we connected, we just glided into a lot of synergy. So we're with working with Professor Allen, we want to synergize a lot of green technologies that we have. I'm just highlighting a few technology relationships that we have to showcase with Professor Allen in Lahaina as a showcase center. And of course, in the last 4 months, with this technology, with Green Tech Solutions, the three trifecta, he has already been vetted. He's been vetting out this technology on the blocks, even up to last week, where the glue, we want to make sure the compound wasn't, it was environmentally safe. So we checked all those boxes. The mayor, the governor, the housing authorities over there. Professor Allen is feeling very confident that, unfortunately, in the last 2 years, he's sharing with me there's only 7 homes that have been built in the last 2 years. So we think we got the tiger by the tail here. We believe that we have a true solution, short term and long term, and we're very passionate about helping Lahaina and bringing back their communities, especially with this game changing technologies.
Amazing. And of course, right now, I've been doing interviews with victims from the Pacific Palisade fire outside of Los Angeles. And right now, uh, a lot of the properties have actually finished their debris removal and now are looking at the remediation part, which I'm working on with some people that I'm connected to through biochar, mycological remediation, and other things, because what's happened up to this point, and not to seem critical of any agencies per se, but it's been less than sufficient to get the soil and the water cleaned up, which has had a really devastating effect on marine life and the environment, and also on the health of people who live in the surrounding area. So right now, I think one of the first homes are starting to be built back, and the gentleman who's doing that is an architect and builder. So there's a lot of red tape to get through, a lot of stuff about rezoning, a lot of people who are being refused right to return, and it's a very dynamic landscape. Still 7 months after the fires happened, but like you said, we're hoping to get in there. We have communication with people and to get some of the Build Back Green initiative happening. And of course, in October, we have our big 4-day Earthstock Summit and public facing festival, where we're going to have a couple of days of panels and workshops and keynotes of game changing solutionaries from, again, natural building and technology to even working with health. So, very dynamic time. I know a lot of us have been working on our platforms and our projects and kind of getting all of our ducks in a row for a long time. But again, between the Maui fire and of course right now with the LA fire, and I'm sure more disasters to come. I mean, right now we saw the flooding that happened in Texas, and of course, even here in Colorado, we've had several large wildfires started by lightning strikes. This is, it's not something that's going to just go away. If anything, it's going to only heighten in the need to be more regenerative and green and sustainable, because of really the implications of when these homes burn, when cars burn, when things happen. Lithium batteries become explosive like bombs. I've been talking with some of the emergency response people that after these natural disasters, um, that has a huge, long lasting negative impact on the environment and also, of course, people's health. So I know we have just a few minutes left here. Before we finish, what else would you like to share about the future of green tech and your kind of immediate vision for the future and things that people might be able to know about and also get involved in?
Yeah, Michael. I mean, like I said, I'm very passionate about renewable energy technologies. Just came across another. I was on a meeting yesterday. They're telling me that they have a generator that's creating energy. So if that's real, I haven't seen it, but this is the kind of stuff that I come across that I believe that will bring to the market. So anything with technologies and innovation for green, I'm all about it. And right now, I know between the three technologies, between the building blocks, between the graphene solar panels, and between the graphene battery technology, that does. I mean, it's a game changer. So we're excited about continually sharing this, educating people. It's a process, getting it to the architects, getting it to the communities, but we're persistent. I'm not going anywhere. We're here long term, and we're here to make a difference, to make it and build a legacy as we continue in the market here. And thank you, Michael, for sure.
Great. Well, thank you, Brian. Great to finally meet you after all these years. And we will definitely be in touch. I want to thank people for joining us today for this time with Brian Figueroa of Green Tech. And I'm here in Crestone, Colorado. You're there in Southern California. And we're all finding each other and we're accelerating the evolution of humanity to be much more green, sustainable, non toxic, and regenerative. So, Brian, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thanks, Michael. Have a good day.
You too.